there was like this noise happening in the kitchen. And I don't know what it is, but it's very unusual. It sounds like almost like the doorknob is turning, but there's no doorknob. I don't know if you heard that. I'm gonna go check it out. It's probably something moving in the kitchen. It's a ghost. Anyways, regardless, there's my eyes is negative 1.5, but I haven't seen the eye doctor in a while, so I'm pretty sure it's like negative 1.75, but there's something black in the carpet in front of me, and I can't see what it is, so I'm gonna go check it out. 1 second. Okay, I am back. It was just a thread. Because in the carpet when I was walking to my living room, there was something black and it was moving, and I was like, okay, this is a bug. And it was like those short, I don't even know what they call it. They're like really short, maybe like an inch long, and they're a little bit chubby. Like they look very square, almost kind of like if you took a, what's it called, that thing? Like a caterpillar. Yeah, the millipede, and like you cut one chunk of its body out, like the little pods, I think they call it. I don't even know. I'm not an animal person, obviously. I'm from the city. But you take like a pod out, and then it looks like that size. It looks like a square, like a chunky starburst. I don't even know I don't know what they're called, but they move kind of slow, and they're ugly. It looks like a beetle. Maybe it's a beetle. I don't know. But they're very square shaped, so I just killed one. Anyways, regardless, let's get to the point of this. I said, oh my goodness, it is March. I'm going to be very raw in this audio. But it's March 9th. It's, and I was like, I haven't recorded anything. And it's mainly because there is no time. I just can't tell you where the time went. Like, I just don't know where the time is going. I've been busy. It's like nonsense after nonsense after nonsense. And I'm just done. Like, I am now. I mean, I've always been done, but I'm at the point where I'm just numb to the pain, I guess you can say is the expression. I'm kind of stuck in a loop. And if you see me like repeat topics, it's because it is a freaking loop. I'm kind of stuck in the point where things are just feels very dumb and unrealistic in life. Again, it's this idea of meeting expectations, and for what? And I kind of have to dissociate myself. So I'll give you some context very briefly. Let's say you go to work and you're given an assignment at work. And you do your very, very best, right? Like, super awesome. You did really good. You gave high quality work. And your boss is very impressed. So you might be like, wow, they're impressed with me. And as long as I can keep up the good work, they'll be impressed. But no. Now the expectation is you need to go above and beyond that. And then when you do that, you need to keep going. And you need to maintain or show that you can go above and beyond from what you previously did. Meanwhile, you have your coworkers who gave maybe mediocre work and are expected also to improve. But you realize, oh man, I should have done mediocre, because then I don't have to have this crazy expectation to improve. But deep down in yourself, you know you cannot give garbage work. That is me right now. There is this insane expectation. And I've been through so many bosses at this point. It's the same nonsense with every single boss I've had. It's they always praise you, they make you feel amazing, and then they like your work or whatever you do, and then boom, it's like they use you, in the sense that, not use you like, disrespectfully. It's like to show off how they're doing. It's like you're on a pedestal for them and you have to remain on that pedestal. And it's tiring and exhausting to kind of have to say, okay, I gotta always put my best foot forward, because it takes time. To do good work, it takes time. And at the end of the day, with equality laws and everything, I get paid the same as everybody. So it's not fair that people are doing mediocre work and getting the same salary I am, while I have to maintain. So it's like I'm trying to detach myself from saying it's okay if your work is not good. Just give it in. And they tell you, I'm disappointed. This actually happened to me last year in a review. Whatever you call it for your jobs. But I had he's not really my boss. He's like, if my boss is first in command, this guy is second in command. So he's like, like my boss is also his boss. But at the same time, he has enough power to review me. So I had one of this person in one of my jobs, and basically my first year at the job, he reviewed me. He loved what I did. Again, very high expectations. Even it was beyond my expectations also, like what I've intended to do. It just blew out of my mind. Like sometimes in the end of the day, if there's one person I'm so impressed with, it's myself. Sometimes I do stuff that I just didn't know I could do. And I mentioned this before, but even like me, when I did music, sometimes I would release a song and I was like, wow, I can't believe I actually did that. Like sometimes you feel like the human capacity or capability of somebody is just very human, like meaning, we don't have superpowers, but when you do things that are just like, wow, it's like, it feels like a superpower. But regardless, he was so impressed. Even I was impressed. I think that was like, I was impressed with myself. And then so the following year, again, I'm getting a review and I do the same thing. Nothing changed, to be honest. It was the same thing that I did the previous year. And he just felt, he told me, you're usually, what did he say exactly? He said, you usually are cleaner, I think. But in some, like, this is what I'm trying to think. Like, in some way, I think he expected more. It wasn't bad what he said. It's just that he's trying to say, like, how do I say it? It's like, the year before, it was like a wow, because this is the first time you've seen someone who can do something different. And then when you see it again, it's like, oh, it's lackluster. So nothing changed. It's just that, again, the expectation is, how can you improve? The question is, how do you improve when you did so good the first time? And so I've started, I've detached myself, and I've said to myself that I just need to figure out how I can just go through my day without killing myself, in the sense that I want to stop doing so much, because it is tiring. It's exhausting when you want to maintain a front. That's really what it is, actually. And I just don't have the energy in me, and I have so many things I want to do in life that I don't put my job first. That's one thing I don't do. I just don't care about it so much, because in the end of the day, you're dispensable, right? You are just an employee, a worker. And the truth is, no one cares about you. They only praise and like you when you do good because it makes them look good, aka them meaning your bosses. And it is what it is. Like, I make a joke because every time I try to take off, when you take off, my bosses, they get angry. And it's your right. And I always complain. And I was like, I tell my parents this. I say, it's unusual. It's like, I want to take off. I rarely take off. And then my bosses, when they take off, like, oh, they can take off. No complaints there. And when I take off, it's like, oh, like you get these this horrible vibes from the, like, I'm not saying that I'm in my head because it sounds like I'm in my head, but it literally happened. So for example, one year my boss, I had to take off for 3 days because I got very sick. I came back and my boss just walked past me, didn't even say good morning, nothing. And I said, okay. That was like my first taste of they're mad at you. And then it got to the point where you would email your bosses and you would say, I'm taking off. And they would say, like, if you're taking off for 1 day, they say, oh, okay, feel better, right? And then if you're taking off a second day, they got the email, but they wouldn't reply back to you. And it happened to me with so many bosses. And I'm like, is everyone just cold-hearted? Like, okay, like, oh, they're literally saying 1 day is not enough for you to take off. You have to take 2 days, and they get super upset in some sense. They don't reply back to you. They don't say good morning to you. But realistically, you have to understand that if I take 1 day off because I'm sick, it makes no sense. No one heals in 1 day. You need like 2-3 days. So, I don't know. But in the end of the day, I said, like, I don't care. And I really need to get into the habit of I'm sending the email when I'm taking off and I'm not turning on my laptop, nothing. And like I'm moving on with my day. But again, it's just that whole idea of like being pressed, having anxiety, knowing what's happening. I've been trying to detach myself and it's very, very difficult. Anyways, yeah. So that's something that I'm working currently on. And the internet is kind of going that route also. I'm trying to see what time I'm at. I'm at 12 minutes. I'll just keep talking. Because I don't even know what the next time I'm going to record, to be honest. This month is going to be kind of sloppy for me. What I really wanted to say was, I've been getting, like, if you guys know what I've been doing, like all the personas I have, then you kind of have an idea of who I am at this point. But I've been getting, like, messages about, when are you going to do this? Or, like, again, setting higher expectations. And then I'm looking at girls who are, like, super famous on social media. And then when they have their exclusive stuff, it's, like, mediocre. Like, very, very mediocre. Like, if you really said to someone, oh, an OF girl just takes pictures and videos, and I said just upload it, like no editing, no nothing. Like, these are the girls I'm talking about. Like, literally those girls that just take a picture, a video, nothing like spectacular, and they're filthy rich. But then when it comes to the smaller ones, right, like the smaller creators who are on OF or who do something spicy or erotic, and then you want more, but at the same time you're paying for those who are not even doing. And it's the same cycle, I'm telling you, it's the same nonsense everywhere. And I don't get it. I don't know. It's like, when you, and I don't get it, but at the same time I get it. Meaning, there are some people you treat differently on who they are. And I think it's the same idea. It's like, oh, they're bigger status, so I can't dare to disrespect them. But the smaller creators, let's disrespect them because they're kind of on the smaller side, the unknown side, not the celebrity side. Again, where is the respect for human beings? That's what I don't get. Yeah, it's just not there. And that's something I've been knowing this, but it's been kind of disappearing from the world. But if you want to know about me, I'm just simply tired. That's really the truth. There's like no excuse for me. I've been bombarded with a lot of stuff. My brain is always filled with ideas. I haven't been gaming that much, so that really goes to show you how busy I am. I just think that when people have a team, like even I see big creators and they pump content like crazy, and then sometimes they would show like their team. They're like, "Oh, here's my manager, here is my editor," and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, if I had a team, my life would be amazing." But my team is only me, literally, me, me. I don't think people understand that, I think the problem also we have is that we categorize people in one category. Like, we think spicy creators are just airheads who don't work. And I don't think that's really true. I think there's a lot. I think like you have to look for counter examples, right? Or you have to look for who's the unusual. And I definitely put myself in that category, meaning, I do all the recordings. I do all the styling for my videos, like outfit, hair, makeup. Planning is me. Editing is me. Shooting is me. Managing is me. And I work also. And it's just, you would think at this point I should be broken, but I'm not. But I just don't see people doing what I do without having additional support. Even now, I'm gonna spill the tea if you guys didn't know. I think I mentioned this before, but I'm gonna just tell you guys right now. I hope you guys are aware, especially with the bigger content creators, like if you're subscribed to their OF. I hope you realize that there is a position out there where people do reply to your messages, but it's not the creator. I've been seeing like a lot of postings about that. Like the bigger creators, they would answer your message. Like if you paid for whatever tier or exclusive, whatever payments, I don't even know how they work, whatever you expect. And, they're like they would put on social media, I would see them, they would say, this is like their marketing strategy. Like, "Oh, I'm on right now. Come chat with me." You're not chatting with them. You're chatting with whoever is, supposed to be doing that job, which I think is funny. And you're paying money again for that. Right? I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. Like you're trying to say, "Oh, what do you mean you sound like a hypocrite?" Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't reply right away. Actually, that really goes to show you how busy I am. Sometimes if I don't reply right away, sometimes I take a week to reply. And again, it's not that I'm ignoring someone. It's just there's a real human. Well, they're real humans too, but like they're not. Again, you see, if I say that's their job, you'll be like, "But that's your job also." It's doing everything. So it's like owning a restaurant and taking orders, making the whatever you got to make, and then, serving it or setting up for delivery. It's like all the positions. It's literally that. So there is an expectation where, you should meet things on a certain time frame. I get it. But when you are on the smaller creator side, it's just not that simple. And honestly, people always talk, I see in like the whole thing online where they say, "Oh, has an OF, reject opinion." I get it. But I think if you're actually on the creator side, you will see how it's a little bit difficult. especially if you want to do it consistently, right? Like I've had thoughts the last couple of weeks. I'm like, maybe I should drop it. Like that has been me every single time. Like maybe this is the end. Maybe I shouldn't do this anymore. Maybe I should make the announcement, right? I don't want to be dramatic, but at the same time, I said I got my foot in the door, which is what I've been wanting. I've been wanting like an invitation. I finally got the invitation with what I've been doing, and to not pursue it is disrespectful to my former self. So I will continue. I definitely want to do more role plays. But if you ask me, like, do a role play right now, my brain is just silent. Like, I don't have any ideas right now. It's weird, but I haven't been in the mood also. And that's also something I wanted to talk about, maybe in a different audio. But it's like, expectations from spicy corn stuff with relationship with women. Like, I really want to talk about that next, because I want to kind of make it like a disclaimer. And but yeah, I'm gonna stop here. I guess this is more about having unrealistic expectations for people, but it's just the world is never satisfied. The truth is, the world is always what's gluttony. I've been watching how do you even pronounce it? ReZero. I caught up with all the episodes. I've been watching that. You're like, but aren't you busy? How did you have time? While I'm working, I'm watching it. I'm not good at multitasking, but I'm good at listening. But they have the archbishops of the 7 sins, and the gluttony is one of them. That is the world. The world is always hungry for who knows what, and never satisfied. That's the sad part. But yeah, in the end of the day, a job is a job. I think honestly, like the mental aspect of everything is very hard to detach yourself, right? I've been watching Law and Order, and I forgot who said it. I think it was Finn, and he said that words are stronger than a gun. And it sounds dumb, but it really is true. Like, honestly, words are they can really destroy your mind. So try not to go crazy. Keep your mental health in check. Yeah. It sounds like I'm not okay, but trust me, I am okay. I'm just gonna need some time. All I need is this week to get over this week, and then I think I should be good. But again, you see, a week is like 7 days, and you might be like, okay, 7 days means 7 days. But I'll try my best to keep it pumping. Like I said, I don't have any ideas right now for role play, which is unusual because my brain is never empty. But that means just when my brain is empty, it means that I'm probably stressed out a little bit. It'll go away. And yeah. Well. All right. I'll see ya. Bye.